the actual reality which arises to see. Can you change when you say that, oh, now, let's use another word, not seeing, but use the word hearing. But you cannot change the characteristic of seeing to be hearing. And that is the meaning of absolute truth.
But seeing can mean different things to different people.
Pardon?
Seeing can, let's say seeing is seeing, so bringing back the same word.
Even you don't use any word.
What happens in sight is different from person to person, right? Some people see these colors, some people can't see very well, so there are characteristics to
the idea
seeing.
can be changed. The thinking about it can be changed. But can anyone change the see? Just see the seeing itself.
Well, I guess that's the question. If there is no I,
Right.
the way that I see is not seeing.
No, seeing has to be seeing.
What he's referring to is that the term just, which is there is seeing. When you refer to your seeing, there's a different experience. That seeing differ from my seeing. So is it the just that create?
Can you change the seeing?
I guess that's the question. I think you can change the seeing.
Okay, change it.
Okay, so let's say
change it now.
I can't change it on command, but I definitely, for example, if I look at a word in Thai, I don't know what I'm seeing. But when I learn Thai, then I look at it, I'm seeing something different.
It's the conventional world, not the absolute truth.
I'm sorry, can you repeat
You
that?
You cannot change the absolute truth. But by way of conventional world, you can use any word. In Thai, we use this word. In English, another word. But you cannot change the characteristic which arises in experience, what it's seeing at all.
Is that correct? So the word stays the same.
The seeing.
The seeing.
You can use any word in Thai, in English, in Indian, in Japanese, but seeing cannot be changed. Its characteristic to be different from seeing.
Is there a difference then between seeing and being?
So we have to understand what is being again.
Well, in this case, I would like to understand what seeing means.
We use the word people. We use the word animal kingdom, cat and dog.
Mm-hmm.
What are they? Because when we talk about seeing, can seeing itself be a dog or a human being? Or it cannot be dog or cat. It is seeing. To be truthful to the truth is the beginning of understanding the truth of whatever is there now. A snake seeing, a cat seeing, without the shape and form, the rupa. Who knows whether it's snake or bird, which sees, but actually seeing cannot be bird or cat or snake. It's only seeing. So we just talk about the absolute truth without shape and form to take it for different ones. Like Japanese and Thailand, what is the difference? Seeing, a Japanese is seeing, a Thai is seeing. So seeing is Thai or seeing is Japanese. Seeing is seeing. It doesn't belong to anyone at all. And that is the absolute truth. No matter what word you use to represent that reality in different languages, but the reality is there. No one can change it at all.
Then that makes sense. What do you think about art then? Because artists become famous or become immortal based on a vision or something they see that nobody else can see.
What is absolute reality?
If I understand you correctly, there is seeing.
Seeing is seeing.
And it doesn't belong to anyone.
Never.
And then there are visions, paintings, photographs that capture moments that nobody else but the artist was able to see.
Without memory, can you know what is there?
You can create without memory.
Without memory, can you tell what is this and what is that?
No.
Taken by and taken then. So what is seen is seeing. But the idea is not the seeing, but memory, marks and remember. Memory is a reality. We use another word, cetasika, mental factor. It arises with each moment of experiencing. So among all which arises to experience, there is one which is the chief. And we use the term citta to understand the difference between citta and cetasika. The cetasika is the mental factor. Like anger is not citta, but it arises with citta, experience the same object, and it dislikes to the degree of anger. Is it not true? We just learn to understand what is the truth in life each moment as no one, because we think that I was born and then I die, but actually different realities arising and following by different conditions.
Why is there an idea of I? Why does it?
If nothing arises at all, can there be the idea of I or thing?
Yes.
Nothing arises. So where's I?
I mean,
How come?
I'm not sure if I understand the question. Let me ask a different question to help myself.
So we start again and again and again to really understand the truth.
Mm-hmm.
What is there now appearing? For example, seeing.
Mm-hmm.
If seeing does not arise to see, can there be seeing?
No.
Whatever arising now, appearing now. What appears now, it has a reason. Otherwise, it cannot appear.
What gives it reason? What is meaning?
It just be quiet. Is there sound?
Yes.
And how comes that? When there is no sound appearing, heard at all, can you still say that there is sound?
Yes.
Why?
Because I know that
it's not there to be known. You just think about it. But at moment of hearing, you don't have to think. It's there. It's experienced by a citta, the chief of experiencing any object. So the object can appear because that reality, citta, is the chief of experiencing, arises and experiences just that very object only. Now, it seems like it's there all the time. Not in fact, in truth, it arises. And it falls away, unknowingly, until there's more considering about the nature of it.
I guess my question is more along the lines of, I don't think that a jellyfish has
because
an
there is you who think, who like, who see. But actually, those are different realities. And without condition, they cannot arise at all. For example, seeing right now, when one is blind, no eye base at all, how can that be seen?
Well, for them, it doesn't
And when
exist.
there's no seeing, there's no idea, I see. When there's no hearing, there cannot be idea, I hear. Not understanding the truth which is the condition for the arising of whatever now appears. Ignorance is there and no one there, only that experiences. So when there is an experiencing without understanding the truth of that, it's I. Naturally, even you don't speak out. That's why there are many levels of the clinging to the idea of self too.
I guess my question is more like, there is life.
Okay, what is life?
that which sees, which hears, which
Okay,
experiences.
so seeing is life. So whatever arises and experience is taken for life.
I guess the question is
Like there's no life at all. It does not experience anything. But whatever arises and experience, we take that for I, or cat, or dog, as the life of such and such treasure. That is the understanding of what is true, absolute truth, and what is not is only idea. And without that which arises to experience, there cannot be any idea at all. So what is idea? See, does it have any idea? See?
Does seeing itself have an idea?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Hearing?
No.
Smelling?
No.
Tasting?
No.
Touching?
No.
Thinking. And when is thinking? It's there after seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, touching. Instantly about that which is seen. Take the shape and form as something.
I guess the question is, I think the wrong things, whether I exist or not. As a human, it seems like I have a lot of problems because I think about things that aren't truth or get in my way, but I feel like a jellyfish.
The question has to understand what you take for life, for I. What is that? To know whether is there I or no I at all. But there is wrong understanding for sure. How come? Ignorance, not understanding the truth of that very moment and taking the succession of the way it arises and falls away so rapidly, the form and shape which you see, just one dot into the shape and form. So what is the absolute truth? No shape, no form in a dot. But how come shape and form many dots of experiencing too? No matter through eyes or ears, different sounds. The citta is the chief of experiencing the object clearly. So it knows that different tone of sound and the idea and the reality which remembers, marks and remembers instantly the different one. So it conditioned the idea of what sound it is, the sound of music or the sound of the dog barking, so on. Many dots, many process of experiencing an object, many processes.
So if I understand this correctly, the arising and falling happens so fast that reality is able to put together the dots, every part. So my skin, my hair are just individual dots.
Mm-hmm.
And the process is so fast that it becomes hair, it becomes eyes,
Mm-hmm.
it becomes language.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
So without realities, there's nothing, no world at all. The sun, the moon, the water, the mountain must be seen and thought about different shape and form in split seconds. Just close your eyes. Nothing appears. Instantly, suddenly, nothing is seen anymore. But the rapidity of the succession of seeing conditioned as soon as one opens one eye is there. Everything is there. Different ones. But it has to impinge on the eye. That which does not impinge on the eye bears cannot be seen at all.
The real that the experience is so fast and refined. How can one discern?
That's why we learn about the absolute truth. What is there? Here, see. And here, and here, and here, see. The miracle of life, the arising and falling away of the reality which experiences an object is faster than a magician play his trick. Can we break down everything here to be in small pieces?
Yes.
Where's I? Where's my body?
It's everywhere.
It's hard. It's soft. How can hardness belong to anyone? It arises and falls away in truth, unknowingly. And that's why the truth is hidden until there's great wisdom to penetrate the truth.
What is wisdom?
Pardon?
What is wisdom?
Understanding what is there as it is. Not as one take it for something permanent at all. It seems like everything is there, permanent, but in truth, nothing. Because whatever arises falls away instantly, followed by next moment, so rapidly.
Why does a human life seem so much harder than, I would say, a less complicated life form, like a jellyfish? That's the question I was coming to.
Is it seeing?
Is it seeing?
Which make it hard?
I think it's the idea of self that makes it hard.
So it's moment of thinking. The collection of the past and the present.
So why do we think? What is the reality that...
Can anyone stop what is there when it has risen by conditions?
So it has to exist.
So what is now appearing is conditioned to arise to be only that. Nobody can change the seeing into not seeing at all. Because there is a reality which arises to experience. Otherwise, there's no world, no idea.
So does suffering have to exist?
What is meant by suffering?
When life brings pain and the way that we respond to what happens when we choose to keep thinking about the bad things, or we choose to think about things in a bad way.
Is that the understanding what is there now?
Is there understanding what is there now?
Just now. Is it the understanding of that which is just now, right now, as it is? Or it is that thinking with the idea?
It's your thinking.
So thinking is conditioned by accumulation too.
Well, it's both, right? Because you can be suffering because of body pain, and you can be suffering because of the emotional pain.
We have to understand the truth of whatever is there as it is. So the question is, what is it? What is it? What is it? Until the truth is known as no one at all. Because pleasant feeling is a kind of feeling which is not unpleasant. And that moment of unpleasant feeling, it's a kind of feeling unpleasant by conditions. When it's there, it has already arisen. So how can you change that?
Can you change what you will feel?
How?
By changing the conditions.
Because not understanding that it's gone. You'd like to change seeing, it's there already and gone. Instantly, as soon as it has arisen, performed its function and then gone.
So how can you change anything?
No one at all.
So
even that idea is thinking. After hearing a lot from this and that, different ideas in the past, condition another idea. That's why people have different ideas. You are a writer. You have the idea of what you are thinking, different from the other writer, see? I'm not a writer. I have no condition to write anything at all.
So how can one change themselves?
No one, but conditions. The understanding, change it from no understanding at all. Understanding what is wholesome and what is unwholesome. Condition less unwholesomeness and more wholesomeness because of understanding the benefit of what is wholesome and that which is unwholesome has no benefit. What about anger and no anger? What is wholesome? It just not, it's wholesome because I think it's wholesome, but its nature is wholesome or unwholesome.
It can be both. Anger can be good.
Impossible. At moment of pleasant feeling, can it be changed to unpleasant feeling? Impossible. It's gone before anyone has the idea to change it. So, is it right to change because it's not there anymore?